and welcome inside the high school huddle. Along with Ronnie Phillips, Still Nichols, I'm Chris Evans. We get set for the 2024 high school football season. Today, we take a look at the Dell City Eagles. But first, let's hear from our great title sponsor, Red River Roofing.
Nothing revitalizes your home faster than new siding. Transform your house into your dream home with Red River Roofing Siding and Windows. Call today for a free inspection.
The Dell City Eagles, 12-1 a year ago, made the state championship game at UCO, fell to their rival Carl Albert Titans as they continue to look for that first state championship since 1976. Got to go to head coach and Robert Jones. And last year, guys, this time of year, we were talking about all the transfers. Yes, there's more this year, but last year's transfers were special. Got him to the title game when you talk about Ladanian, Day, if you will, his cousin, Ronnie Phillips, and then River Warren moved over from McGinnis, and Braylon Adama, not a transfer, a program kid. He graduates. So got to find somebody to replace those four players over at Dell City. But they got a good nucleus there. And Rickland Holmes, the linebacker, came on as a junior. And he's going to be asked to do a little bit more. But Dell City, a little bit different look this year, but a team that many think can make another state championship run.
Yeah, and Coach Jones thinks the strong suit going into the season anyway is the offensive and defensive lines. Very high on those interior guys this year. And, of course, got the transfer in at quarterback as well, coming over, played for Star Spencer last year. Lassiter, I believe, is his name's coming in. So we'll see what he can do as well. But Dell City's going to have athletes, good offensive and defensive lines. Coach Jones says the most experienced boys up front he's had since he's been there.
Yeah, Goodman, a very, very good offensive lineman. He'll make a lot of noise for the Eagles running game, which will be highlighted by Caleb Blackwolf, a transfer from El Reno to Dell City. Blackwolf was great in backup a year ago, but transfer over to Dell City. He'll get a lot of the carries, and also a Tuttle quarterback moves in there, and Kortner into Dell City as well. Throw in another Misham Graham from Westmore. He transfers into Dell City as well. So those are the new transfer names. And right now, Carl Albert on this side of the state, Carl Albert Dell City is winning the transfer game, the move-in game right now. And this is the second year in a row they've had some good teams or good players move in.
No, when you start talking, I was like, man, Mid-Dell sure is winning the recruiting battle up front, aren't they? But Dell City, they should be in the thick of things all year long. Again, lost some talent last year, obviously, but now more talent's coming in, and they still got some guys that are there right now. And again, like Phil said, Coach Jones really high on that offense and defensive line. He says it's the deepest he's had there since he's been there. So very excited to watch Dell City play. And if you haven't seen them live, they are fun to watch.
Yeah, you talked about Rickland Holmes, a kid. He looks the part. I mean, he is the part, but he looks it too. He's a really put together kid. They'll ask him to do a lot of things this year.
Yeah, Rickland Holmes a year ago, 145 tackles, 22 for loss, 17 sacks. Has an offer from Arkansas State, Iowa State, North Texas, Oklahoma State, and Washington State. Only a junior, and I think he's going to be asked to run the football a little bit as well. Remember, he's also their punter. So he does everything for Coach Jones over there. And, guys, let's take a look at their schedule this year as it will be tested right off the bat as they take on Class 6A large Edmond Memorial. They got a great quarterback as well. Booker T and Midwest City to round out the non-district play, and then bam, right there, we might find out in week 1 of district play, week 4 of the season, who will be the district champions as they travel to Collinsville.
Yeah, I think, for me, I sat down, there's 2 games early that stood out to me that could be possible losses. Of course, Collinsville, they've just been a consistent mainstay in 5A for the last several years. It's no different this year.
Yeah, Edmond Memorial, Collinsville, and I think Claremore. Claremore got better as the season went on last year, so those are 3 games that definitely you want to keep your eye on for. But other than those 3, I think it's pretty manageable for the Dell City Eagles.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Claremore made the state semifinals a year ago. They graduated a lot of players off that team. They got a good team coming back, but Dell City on paper should be the better team there. And, guys, your overall record season prediction for the Eagles?
I've got them going 8-2. I think Edmond Memorial could catch them early. We talked about their great quarterback, McComb, going to KU commit. Many people think he might be the best quarterback in the state. He's definitely one of the top 3 or 4 in the state, regardless who you talk to.
Yeah.
But catching him early, I think that, the size, the linemen up front, 6A1, they look different than they do in 5A. There's no doubt about it. There's usually a lot more of them. You're going to have more depth. So I think all those things considered, I think Memorial could upset Dell City. And then I've got Collinsville taking them down as well. So I've got them going 8-2.
I'm looking forward to that Collinsville game, that first district game. That's the one I'm be most interested in. But again, Memorial obviously has that opportunity to knock them out, and I think it's good that Booker T came down to 5A. That's going to be a completely different nuance for them. So I think it's good for Booker T. So never know about Booker T. They have athletes over there as well. One of the best offensive linemen as a sophomore as well over there. So that could be a game to look out for. But overall, I got them going 9-1.
Yeah, I got them going 9-1 as well. I can very easily see Ed Memorial, especially first game of the season, taking down Dell City. But I think Dell City has enough athletes to go against Ed Memorial, who continues to get better and better, especially with Coach Meredith coming back to the Bulldog program. But I on this back and forth with Collinsville, Dell City, we'll get into more on our weekday show every day of the high school football season, 6 o'clock right here on Second Banana Media. Went back and forth. Collinsville team a lot of people aren't talking about on this side, the west side of the state. I think Collinsville's ability to throw the football and run the football might be a little too much. We'll see. I know Dell City fans love watching this show.
Yeah.
So get your bulletin board ready, whatever you got to do with that. But I like Collinsville. I went back and forth. I didn't know what to do. But with the year Dell City had a year ago, I'll have Dell City ranked ahead of Collinsville. I think Collinsville will have a good shot at running for a state championship.
Listen, Dell City could go 10-0.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly what I was about to say.
I'm saying absolute worst case scenario, 8-2.
Yeah.
Absolute worst case scenario. And and one potential district loss. I don't think even with the improvement at Claremore, I don't think Claremore's got the horses to keep up with Dell City. So I think it's Collinsville and Memorial. Booker T could be a surprise. Boy, Booker T's been so down the last few years. We just don't know. They've got athletes, but you don't know really what's going on.
It's just so hard to go 10-0, especially in 5A. Hard. So maybe they might slip up once. That's my thinking.
Right.
They might not. They might go 10-0, which could very well happen. But again, it's so hard to go 10-0.
One of the best in 5A.
Yeah, absolutely.
No doubt about it.
No doubt.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch. We'll know all about Dell City in the first 4 weeks of the season. After that, I think they can get healthy or get better, whatever it may be. I think they can kind of cruise on the later part of the season, but got to come out and play, set the tone, and then reestablish himself in the playoffs.
Yeah, don't forget Coach Jones. He loves playing his guys both ways. I mean, so you're going to see those athletes on offense and defense side of the ball. So maybe right there in the middle, he can pull back a little bit on that, let those guys rest a little bit more as they get towards the end of the season.
I think you're going to see more teams in 5A playing kids both ways.
Yeah, I think Eagles have to come down a little bit. I mean, Fields, Warren, they got to come down a little bit, right?
Just a little bit.
I said this last year. Could you imagine the Thanksgiving football games at the Fields?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there was a lot of speed represented out there.
That is our early thoughts on the Dell City Eagles. We'll see how the season plays. Be sure to catch us all season long right here on Second Banana Media. We'll talk about those Eagles in Class 5A all season long. You can promise that. We'll talk to you next time here on the High School Huddle. Okay? I don't have an outro.